Good morning everyone and welcome to this webinar entitled Tax Compliance 4.6 billion and Growing. It's the 11th of September 2012. My name is Ian Fletcher and I'd like to introduce Kevin Igoe, who's the Claims Director and Managing Director at Professional Fee Protection.
Good morning Ian, good morning everybody.
Kevin's got quite a bit of interesting detail and we're going to start and have a look at IR35 as well today, aren't we, amongst others?
We are. We're going to cover quite a lot of ground this morning. We're going to talk about some of the latest developments with HMRC. Certainly we're going to look at the disclosure so-called opportunities that they have. We're going to take a quick look at some of their campaigns. I'm going to spend a little bit of time on IR35 because this has now started to rear its head again and we've started to see a number of claims and it's something that we all need to be prepared for. A quick penalty update. Not so much how it's structured and the level of penalty, but some of the issues that we're seeing at the moment. And I've got one or two really useful penalty cases we're going to look at, things that you will be able to use. So that it's really good stuff, this penalty cases. Going to take a quick look at the Alternative Dispute Resolution service. It's now in motion. And lastly, we're going to look at the single compliance process, just as a refresher there, because this is now soon to be with us. If we move on to, firstly, some of their catch-up plans, the amnesties, the task forces. The difference between the two, task forces are when HMRC seeks out the clients, taxpayers, and investigates them, whereas the catch-up plans, the onus is on the taxpayer to come forward. And there's two very distinct different fields to these two items. The latest catch-up plans that we're looking at now, e-market traders, they had to register for to use the facility by 14th of June and disclose by the 14th.
Friday.
So if you haven't done it, it's Friday. Yep. Direct selling campaigns, those who sold direct to the public, 26th of September to register and disclose by the 28th of February. And that's a general theme of the catch-up plans. So in principle, we're looking at a registration date with disclosure date. So you've got to keep an eye out in the press, on the web for these catch-up plans. Another initiative at the moment that the Revenue are doing is a tax return initiative. Now, this is tax returns that have been sent to the taxpayers but not returned, due for 2009, 10 and earlier. So not 2011, just 2009, 10 and earlier. Controversially, it only applies to 40 and 50% rate taxpayers. So if you're a basic rate taxpayer, you get no benefit. It's only if you're a higher rate taxpayer. And it's nice to look after the rich, I suppose. The deadline for this is the 3rd of July to the 2nd of October.
What do you mean by the 3rd of July to the 2nd of October?
The initiative is open. It opened on the 3rd of July. And
oh, right, okay, closes on
about
3 weeks' time.
And they've got to pay their tax and NIC by the 2nd of October. Now, it is for those who've already been sent tax returns but not completed them. And the penalty reduction that's been promised surrounds the tax-geared penalties. So there's a tax-geared penalty. They're a little bit hazy in what they've published here, but the suggestion is that the tax-geared penalties will be reduced to nil. Now, we take a look first on just a quick reminder of what the IR35 is. So the IR35 essentially was HMRC's attack on the avoidance of tax and NIC through the use of intermediaries such as personal service companies or partnerships. So the personal service companies primarily, there's no reason why they can't attack partnerships, but I've never seen them to date going to a partnership, but I have seen them go through companies, although I understand they have gone through partnerships. So where otherwise an individual would be an employee. Now this is the whole point of the IR35. If it wasn't for the existence of this service company, would the individual be considered an employee? So you're looking here at the straightforward or straightforward-ish employed versus self-employed argument.